Seems that facial recognition software used at Radio City pinpointed and flagged Kelly Conlon to security, and they took action. She described that moment.
They knew my name before I told it to them. They knew the firm that I was associated with before I told them, and they told me that I was not allowed to be there.
Conlon was denied entry while the rest of her party, including her daughter, were allowed to attend the show. The firm that Conlon addressed is a law firm called Davis, Saperstein, and Salomon, and they're involved in personal injury litigation against a restaurant venue owned by Madison Square Garden Entertainment. And according to a spokesman for MSG, her presence on their property was a violation of their policy, saying, quote, MSG instituted a straightforward policy that precludes attorneys pursuing active litigation against the company from attending events at our venues until that litigation has been resolved. While we understand this policy is disappointing to some, we can not ignore the fact that litigation creates an inherently adverse environment. All impacted attorneys were notified of the policy, including Davis, Saperstein, and Salomon, which was notified twice. Now, Conlon does work at the firm. She's not personally involved in the case against MSG. In fact, she's not even licensed to practice law in New York.
I don't practice in New York. I'm not an attorney that works on any cases against MSG. I was just a mom taking my daughter to see a Christmas show. I waited outside. It was embarrassing. It was mortifying.
I'll admit, I didn't know that venues like this were using facial recognition software, much less to target people to keep them out. But now her firm is fighting back. I mean, that's what law firms do, right? Joining me now is Sam Davis, the founding partner of the law firm, Davis, Saperstein, and Salomon. Thanks very much for coming on the program. Appreciate it. All right, so I've got the beauty of having you on is you can do both the practical analysis of what happened and do some legal analysis of what happens from here. So from your perspective, is it legal for MSG to sell a ticket and then be allowed to escort someone out of the building before they even enter?
It's a great question, and I think as far as New York civil rights law is concerned, that's a jump ball when it comes to sporting events. And this artificial distinction has been raised in the past between sporting venues and theatrical or dramatic performance venues. These are extraordinarily anachronistic. They're a public venue to which all members of the public should be admitted. The fact that they're using this pretext that this Girl Scout mom might come in and find out secrets, find out some very privileged information about a fall down that occurred 9 years before, off premises, not even in a premises owned by MSG that year, is just so absurd. No, this is improper.
So
but interestingly, it's improper for a reason that I don't think James Dolan ever figured out.
Which is what?
They're violating the terms and conditions of their multiple liquor licenses, from which the company derives over $100 million a year.
So you guys are now challenging them on their liquor license, right? That's the way you're going after them?
That's true.
Tell me about it.
So liquor licenses for venues like MSG or Radio City Music Hall are called on-premises liquor licenses. And they are issued according to the rules of the New York State Liquor Authority for the benefit of the public. No matter how much James Dolan dislikes lawyers whose clients have been wronged by the negligent or intentional acts of MSG or its subsidiaries, lawyers are still members of the public. You can't exclude them. And that's what the State Liquor Authority has said to James Dolan. Do it, and you place your licenses in jeopardy.
Did you even know that you guys had been banned? I mean, he's saying that he warned you guys twice. You better stay out. You're not allowed in. Were you aware that you were persona non grata at Radio City and at MSG?
Well, we have a long history of litigation against MSG for some of their policies, like their liquor service policies. But our position was, you know, in a 9-year-old case, that's against a subsidiary that wasn't even part of MSG when this happened, that no, we're not suing MSG. MSG or its subsidiary at the time we sued was never even brought in.
Right, but you knew, right? I mean, I'm not suggesting and therefore it makes it right. I'm just saying that they had told you that you better not come, right?
They did.
Yeah. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.